Hi, I'm Jeff Clark Jr., and this is Art and Underdogs. Today I'm joined by actor Christian Chase. Christian got his start in community theater, performing in plays like One Flew Over Cuckoo's Nest, The Crucible, and Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. Now, even though he comes from a theater background, he's had some very memorable roles in indie films. Here's a short clip of Christian doing his thing.
Please leave me alone. Please,
Here,
please,
girl.
please. No.
Oh, I love it when you scream. You can scream all night long, baby. All night long.
No. Please leave me
Would
alone.
you like me to give you something to really scream about? Would you like me to show you a world where the fear and the pain that you know will be just happy memories for what you're going to see, what you're going to feel? Let me show you that world.
No.
Christian, welcome to the
Hey,
show, man. How are you?
I'm chilling like a villain. Got my
Good to see
caffeine.
you.
My
There you go. Okay. All right. Tell us about that little mug you got there.
it's a gun that says "boss" on it.
Because you're the boss, the
I'm the
Jersey
boss. I'm the
boss.
boss. At least I think I am.
That's pretty cool, though.
You know,
So,
some
so
people in
you,
the house don't think so.
yeah, I got that. I got that too in my house. It's
Yep,
all good, though. We know deep down who the real boss is, right?
that's right. That's right.
So you and I, we've known each other for a little bit. We have acting classes together at
Yeah,
LaGuardia Acting Studio in Rockaway, New Jersey, if you're interested.
right.
And so we know
LaGuardia.
each other a little bit, but
Right.
I feel like I'm gonna know you a lot more after this podcast. It'll be fun.
What kind of show is this?
It's
Yes,
a
yes.
we got to get our VR goggles out. Hold on. uh, so
Pantomime.
so I mean I've seen some really good films with you, man.
Oh, thank you.
I'm curious. I'm curious about a few things.
Sure.
So, as an actor, how do you usually prepare for a role?
Well, first, you read the script. No script, no movie. But I usually the first time I read it through, I try to do like almost a robotic tone, and then I start asking questions like who the character is, because a lot of people like they say they become the character, but I think every character that you play is basically you put in those circumstances,
Mm-hmm.
because you
Mm-hmm.
can't totally change. So the set of circumstances that the character's in, and you got to read all the context, whatever the script. If you're not able to ask the director certain questions, you have to just take it from the script, what other people say, and then
Context clues. Yep.
yeah, once you figure out your character's past, wants, all the little details. You know what helps me a lot too? Figuring out the wardrobe, because the wardrobe can really
Okay.
change how you're acting. I mean, when you wear a suit, obviously you don't act the same as when you're in
Yeah.
t-shirt and jeans. The same for a character, like especially if it's a period piece. If you
Yeah.
dress up like a cowboy,
Absolutely.
you start to feel like a cowboy. You start squinting like Clint Eastwood.
Yeah. It's funny. I remember you showing me. We were on set for something else, and I remember you showing me the one where you play a pastor, um, on the back
Oh,
of a truck, and you're like preaching to, and you're like in that wardrobe.
yeah,
So that's kind of what you're talking. Yeah.
it really, and that was interesting because it wasn't an actual set; it was a museum, but the museum was the town itself. It's in upstate New York. So as soon as you step into that land, you're like transported back. And then yeah,
Yeah. I
once
bet
once you
that's
have
pretty
the
cool.
wardrobe on, you really transform.
Yeah.
That's why I
That
was
kind of
able to
yeah, that kind of takes me
improv.
to my next
Brimstone.
question.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, what it's I haven't been on like I've been on like Law and Order and like Godfather Harlem, and you're like once you step on that set, it's so big that
Yeah.
you're like surrounded by that environment, and you're kind of sucked into it, and it makes it a little bit easier for sure. Um,
Well, way back, um, the late '90s, I only was an extra like 3 times when I way back, and I was on the Siege, but it was such a big set because you were inside this. I'm not sure which stadium it was, but they
okay.
had the cages all set up, and and you actually even though you're getting paid it the same as the other extras that are dressed like soldiers,
Hmm.
you have to like ask them if they can open the gate for you to go to the bathroom. So you start feeling like you really are the prisoner. Plus, it's great because
Yeah, yeah.
I got
Use it.
Denzel Washington walking back and forth, going over his lines.
Yeah, that's
You
pretty
know,
cool,
you
man.
you always picture these actors that you look up to just getting on set and being there, but they're still going all the way up to when the camera rolls.
Yeah, absolutely. But I was gonna say that was gonna tie into my next question. The wardrobe. Do you do anything to get into character besides that? Like some people, they listen to like specific music. I know one actor who was in my film, You Filthy Animal. He has a playlist for every character he plays. Some people go to like a dark corner, and some people just like stay in character the entire time. Is there anything
Right.
else you kind of do?
Yeah. I don't usually stay in character the entire time unless it's a really heavy emotional scene. Then I mean, I won't stay in character the whole time I'm on set, but like definitely like probably 10 minutes before I'll be getting into it. And I do have a playlist for when I have to get really down and sad and that.
Mm, hmm.
And
So did you?
it's you carry it with you a little while after you're done shoot, especially like a play.
Hmm,
When I did the Crucible, I had to be in a really dark place because I had there were like 2 or 3 parts where I would have to get to a place where I could be real emotional, possibly cry. And so you stay in a dark place, and you're doing that for like 2 months. I'd say 3 months, 2 months rehearsal, then like another month of doing it. And yeah, that was tough. Lucky for me, I was going through a tough time at that time.
mm,
Well, not so lucky, but it helped.
right, right. Yeah, you used it.
Yeah, you use what you can.
Yes, absolutely. And some of that is from method acting. That's actually a method acting technique.
Yes,
Um, Using your experiences like that. Whereas Meisner's more imagination. I
right.
mean, you can pull from your past and stuff, but it's not really Meisner technique. But yeah, that's very method. I definitely I'm a Meisner actor, but I definitely use method. I use substitution a lot, like to get into those dark places. So I kind of pull from both, but I consider myself a Meisner actor. Have you trained at a conservatory, or do you have a technique that you go to, or is it kind of just you pull whatever you can that
It,
works for
it
the
it
character?
depends. If one technique's not working, then I try and switch. Usually I'm able to replace the situation with something to get me there.
Substitution, yeah.
Yeah, substitution,
Hmm.
or it might be considered method since you're using real life to get there.
Yeah.
I don't always use real life. Sometimes because I don't know how you are, but eventually you actually believe what you're saying, and you feel like you are that character. When in plays it kind of sucks because right when you think you got it, the play's over, and you're like, oh, if I only had a couple more weeks. I was just starting to
Yeah.
get into it. Huh.
Yeah, the short run plays, you
Yeah.
wish you could build more on it. But yeah, I feel you for that one, man.
What I like
Um,
about plays are you're able to make it new every night.
yes,
Like
yes.
sometimes movies, not always, but you have to kind of stay the way because of continuity. You got to
Mhm.
try and kind of hit the marks.
on film.
Sometimes
Yep,
they're able to cut it up different, but play your free range.
absolutely. It's completely different experience. Um, yeah, I was in a play last year. It was only for a 2-day run, and by the second night, I was like, okay, I'm kind of getting the hang of this. Because like you're comfortable. Like I was comfortable with my lines. I'm always comfortable with my lines. I'm always comfortable with the character. But like as far as like getting comfortable on stage in front of people and learning to like feed off of like their reactions and stuff, um, like 2 days is just not enough.
No,
But
that
it's still fun.
that energy really feeds you. Especially because I usually do the plays I've done have been famous plays
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
people know. So if you mess up a line, people in the audience who have seen the play like a million times are like, ah, he didn't say is.
Okay.
Plus, it sucks when you think you're going to get a laugh and then you don't. Like they didn't find that funny.
Yeah.
Oh, so stupid. No,
Yeah.
turn into Chris Farley. Oh man. But but you just keep going on. You don't even have time to be like because. But you're so in the character when you're on the stage that you slightly notice like the laughter and stuff. But you're so into the character and having those emotions that because I was scared at first to do plays like, oh man, everyone's going to be looking at me, but you don't have time to think about
Yeah.
that.
No, you don't.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Especially if
was
you
in
have a
a.
lot of wardrobe changes.
Mm, true. True. I haven't run into that yet. Um. Yeah, man. Plays are like a
I
different
did one
beast.
play, which it was called the greatest, all the greatest Christmas stories ever told. And literally, like, I would come out, say three lines, I would have to go back, change into another outfit, come out. Like, I had like 10 different. I was basically running on stage, saying lines, going off, changing again, and coming back
What were
out for
some
the
of the
next hit.
What were some of the concepts of that? You said it
They
was.
basically made fun of every Christmas story ever made. So they made fun of Scrooge, It's a Wonderful Life, um,
Hey, now
the
that's my se-
Thanksgiving Day
that's my
Parade.
second favorite movie of all time. It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, love it.
Do you know who Mr. Potter is?
Yeah. The
I
wheelchair.
mean, his relative?
Mm, what do you
That
mean?
is Drew Barrymore's grandfather.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Barry,
Fun
um,
fact.
yeah,
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
yeah, very interesting. And you know what I found out the other day that I didn't know? Uh, the bad guy from Breaking Bad. Uh,
Which one?
the one who
There's a
runs
lot of
the,
them.
the chicken place.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know who you're talking about with the
Um,
glasses. Yeah.
he's actually really young in Tom Cruise in Taps, I believe.
He was in Do the Right Thing too, right? Spike Lee.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty sure he was. Yeah,
But we
yeah.
didn't
He's a
know
great
who he
actor.
was then. So now every time we watch an old movie and he's in, it's like, oh man, he's been doing this forever.
No, absolutely. That's the thing with acting. It just takes a long time to establish yourself. You have to have patience and persistence. You know what I mean? Speaking of patience and persistence,
Yeah.
you and look, I know this is from 2015, and I brought it up to you personally, you know, off camera a bunch of times, but Delivery Hour. Okay,
Uh-huh.
everyone needs to go see Delivery Hour on Amazon Prime, starring Christian Chase.
That's
It is such a cool indie film, um, and
that's my favorite
I,
film so far that
yeah,
I've
I think
done.
yeah, I think you showed so much range and your improv skills. It was very impressive to me, and
Thank
I
you.
think like I've been thinking about this. You know, dude, I'm definitely a movie buff, but I think it's one of the best films I've seen, both mainstream and indie, when I compare it to other films. Um,
Thank you.
I think there's a couple of things that could have been improved upon, but I think like altogether is one thing. That's a good film, man. That is hard to film like that.
And
Can
you
you
know
can you
what's
tell the
funny?
people? Go ahead.
when I first got the part, I mean, I was happy to get the part. But I was thinking it was going to be filmed like a regular movie, and I'm picturing like, oh, this is going to be cool, the close-ups, this and that. And he's like, well, how do you feel about you just make up your lines, and I'll tell you what each scene's about. And then I'm like, all right, cool. And we're not going to film it like a regular movie. I'll be there with the camera. You do your thing, and I'll. And I'm thinking, I
Yeah,
was starting to get nervous because I'm like, oh, how's this? But it came out fantastic.
I loved it.
I'm really proud of that.
Yeah, and let me just you know say this: it is not a family movie, so
Yes,
don't show the kids.
definitely not.
Um, but can you tell us? Can you expand upon that? Tell us a little more about the storyline, your character.
Sure. So I played the drug dealer with the heart of gold. If one drug dealer can have a heart of gold. What? But anyway,
Sure.
my wife is expecting. I have big money on a sports game for my name's Anthony in there, so for little Anthony to set him up, but I have to complete my drug route to get more money, win the money on the game. I gotta tell my girlfriend, hey, can't see you. Wife's having a baby tonight. And something happens to put a little wrench in the smooth operation. And the whole time this is happening, I'm kind of rushing to try and get to my wife in time to see the delivery. Hence, delivery hour, delivering the drugs, delivery of the baby. Many, many different meanings for the delivery hour.
Yeah, it all ties together.
Yeah.
Do you want to give away what?
68 minutes, and
Yeah.
it's all improv.
Mm-hmm.
We were basically told, so we have all the actors around the city that I pick up for drug deals or talking or whatever, and we would know what the scenes are supposed to be about, but we would improv the whole scene basically. So we shot for 6 days, and so it was like six totally different movies. The sixth day is the
Yep.
one we used because it was the best, but also we didn't really have a choice because that was the only time that we actually made it to the hospital.
Yeah. At the
But it
very
did
end.
it was the best.
But we don't want to give that part away.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah.
let me just say
Edit
that
that out.
there are no camera moves
Oh,
or scene changes. It's one take.
it's basically
So
like a play on wheels.
yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good movie. It's called Delivery Hour, Amazon Prime. Go check it out for sure. So
Thank
what's going on? What's going on back there? I see. You got Baby Yoda back there. What's that?
you. Yeah,
What's
yeah,
that all
yeah.
about?
Grogu.
Are you a big Star Wars fan?
Of the original trilogy, yeah. Uh,
Same. Yeah.
and I don't know, some I like the prequels too. The later ones are okay.
Yeah. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah,
I hear. I hear you.
I actually liked Obi-Wan. I like the show Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Yeah. That was good.
Uh,
Mandalorian was pretty good too. I liked it.
Mandalorian, I didn't see the last season.
Yeah.
The
I
third
like
season?
Pedro.
Was it the
I
third
like
season?
Pedro Pascal. I like him.
Yeah. Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, he was in The
Um,
Last of Us, which is really good too.
yes, I like what they did with that, but I still like the game better. The game's just
Oh yeah, yeah. If you haven't played the game, definitely check it out, man. The Last
I
of
would
Us Part
recommend
One and
playing the
Two.
game before you watch the movie or
Yeah,
the
yeah,
show.
yeah. If you're not into video games, still watch the show. It's a good show. Um, so you have a few films you worked on recently, huh? One in
Yeah,
particular,
I
yeah, one in
worked.
particular called "The Tale of Nicky Newark" with
Yes,
Frank Whaley.
yes. Frank Whaley
Mm-hmm.
and Sean Patrick Flannery, Chase Coleman also. Chase Coleman is from the Vampire Diaries, but mostly the originals. He was one of the werewolves. Sean Patrick Flannery, I've been a fan ever since Powder. I actually saw
Mm-hmm.
that like 3 times when it was in the theaters way back. But most
Wow.
people probably know him from Boondock Saints.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Well, Norman
and of
Reedus.
course Frank Whaley. I've been a fan with
I mean,
because
come on.
he's he's almost like Gary Oldman. He floats in and out of all these different movies, and he always
Yeah, you
gives
just don't realize it's him. It's
yeah.
like,
You don't
wait,
realize
was
it's
that?
him.
I mean, I remember Frank Whaley from Little Monsters. Remember he played the boy?
I forgot
You
about that.
remember the Fred Savage movie?
Yeah, yeah. No, I remember Fred
Little
Savage.
Monsters.
I forgot Frank Whaley, but yeah, he was also in The Doors, Field of Dreams,
And one we all know, a Tarantino film,
Pulp
right?
Fiction. Look at the big brain on Brad.
So can you tell us a little bit about the Tale of Nicky Newark and what your experience was on set?
The Tale of Nicky Newark is about a former child actor who's now a parole officer. Um, Played by my friend David LaRosa. He's a great guy. He also directed it. Um, Me and David connected. Oh, it's been years now. But he got me to be in Clandestine with Tom Sizemore with him, which he also directed, and he raised the money with his partners. That's also a good movie. But Nicky Newark, he plays the lead, former child star. He's now a parole officer, and he's trying to get back into acting. But Frank Whaley is his nemesis, and I
Mm,
am Frank Whaley's. Think of me as like Otis and Superman. I just agree
okay.
with him,
Yeah.
Mr. Yes Man.
Lex Luthor's. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of like
I get it.
Otis. I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right, boss. You're the best. Yeah.
Sounds fun.
I'm a lot of comic relief there. Um,
Nice.
but what's great was seeing Frank work. Because when he first we did the read through, he seemed to not too into it. He seemed like, but then I realized I guess he was just studying what he was going to do. Because after we blocked it, he went off for like it was less than 5 minutes. He came
Mm,
back and he was golden. And every take we did, he one upped himself, and he was amazing. It was really great seeing
yeah. A
professional
pro.
work.
Yeah, a pro in action. Right. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's crazy, man. That's pretty cool.
yeah,
Yeah. When I was on a set of Law and Order, uh, the main cast, we had to rehearse, and he got us all in a circle, and it was with Chris Maloney and I forget the other guy's name,
yeah.
Gonzalez.
Maloney's great.
Yeah, I forget the other guy's name. Anyway, Maloney, he was like, "Okay, what are we doing?" And I was like, "Wait, he doesn't know his lines?"
Yeah.
Like, I'm just watching at this point because
Thought
we're
you
all
were
just
being
standing in a
pranked.
circle. And I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, let's see where this goes." And then he's going over the lines with the director for the scene. He's like, "Okay, okay," and then he just walks off, and then just comes on and just says it. Like it just sticks. It's crazy, like watching professionals, man. And
Yeah. I'm guessing that when you do it so consistently, and both of
mhm,
them have been doing it for years. Because when I have a lot of projects close together, I find that I'm able to retain the information much better on each project. You just get
that's
used
true.
to it.
That's
So if
true.
you're used to having to look at lines and then be ready in like 5 minutes, you're just used to it.
Yeah.
Especially if you're used to them rewriting it, I guess they don't bother to memorize it too good because
Right.
it might be a
Yeah.
rewrite as soon as they show up.
Oh god. Yeah. Lots of yeah. Lots of. I mean, I was getting lots of emails and rewrites just from for scenes I was in. I can't imagine. He has the whole episode he has to be in,
Yeah,
and I'm sure Frank too, Frank Welly.
crazy.
But
Right,
that's
Craig?
pretty cool. Did you take anything away from that, or was it just like a really cool experience?
Um, the thing is, it was really like he really knows what he's doing because he also
Hmm.
makes films. He just made a film, so he was even telling you like how to cheat um the punches and stuff, like to
Mm,
move the camera here, and so that was really helpful. So it is great to be able to have the knowledge to help out the crew if because this was ultra low budget. It was a
mm-hmm.
bigger budget than a lot of ultra low budgets, which is why they were able to
Yeah,
get so many name stars.
known people. Yeah, known
But
actors.
yeah, it was really cool because he knows exactly what he's doing on camera. Because camera acting is much different than if you do a play. Like you have full range in a play, but you're tight with the camera, and you know the littlest thing they catch on camera. You don't have to go overboard.
True.
Actually, if I do a play and then film work, I'm kind of overacting because
Ah,
you're so used to. So I have to tone it down. And then when I
yeah.
do a play after
Pull
I do
back
a
a little
film,
bit.
they're like, "Yo, what are you doing? We can't. Are you doing anything? Oh, sorry. Oh, we're
Yeah,
filming."
you have to pull back a little bit. I'm sure. Yeah, that's really cool. So, what other projects do you have coming up now? Is there anything we can look forward to?
Um, I have 3 auditions I gotta do. Hopefully, I get those. But in November,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
doing one. It's a short film where I play I believe I'm a male prostitute who's in therapy, if I remember correctly.
All right. That sounds like an interesting character.
Yeah, yeah, always. I would
Yeah.
think maybe I'll do the whole thing as Christopher Walken. Hello, how much you gonna pay? Give it to you. Yeah. I
Oh
just
yeah.
completed a couple months ago. It's Ben Crane, where I play
Okay.
a serial killer who died, but his ghost comes back to haunt his victims.
That's right. So now is that playing in the same film festival we will be in
Yes, and I
October?
can't wait to see you filthy animal. I just like saying it.
Yeah, this might air after, October, so we'll just tell the people that there is a film festival every October in Sparta, New Jersey, if you're around the area, North Jersey, called the Crime I'm gonna butcher this, man. The Crime,
Mystery.
Mystery, Horror Film Festival. I think that's what it's
I
called.
think
I
that's
don't
what it's
know.
called. I believe so.
But anyway, the guy that runs it is our acting coach, and he's such a good guy, and he creates these opportunities for all of us.
Yeah.
And my film is going to be playing there on Saturday night in October.
And it's funny, I told him, yo, I bought tickets on Saturday to see Jeff's film. He's like, your film's showing that night. I'm like, oh, it is?
There you go.
I
Yeah,
bought Sunday for my film. Can I cancel Sunday? No, you're coming. No, no. I'm sure
nice.
Sunday's no, Sunday's
No,
LaGuardia's feature. So I want to see that. I love seeing that's the first time I unofficially met you. I saw you on screen and
right. Aware of the Wolf?
Where of the Wolf,
Was that
man.
it?
Academy
That was it,
Award.
right?
You were really good at it.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I told you, you definitely stood out in that movie.
Oh, thank you, thank you. But when the first time you were
Yeah.
in class, you seemed so serious. I'm like, hey, what's up? I'm Christian. Jeff. Okay, bro.
Yeah, you might have called me after work if it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
if it
yeah.
was a class. Yeah. Long days at work.
Oh,
Uh let's move on to the underdog segment
underdog.
of art and underdogs.
Underdog.
So we'll just get to know you a little bit better. So you're originally from nowhere because
Yeah.
you traveled a lot. You're from a military family.
Yeah,
Tell us some of the places. Tell us some of the places you lived.
pretty much every 2 years I moved. So I was kind of an actor my whole life because I was always picking up new dialects. Was in Nebraska, DC, Germany, Romania, Florida. When my
Wow.
dad finally retired, we were in Buffalo. And it's funny because I went from Florida to DC, which is right next to Virginia. So by the time I got Florida, I had a southern accent. And I remember the girl, they're like, "Ooh, I love your southern accent." I ain't got no southern accent. And then when I finally got the Buffalo accent, I graduated and moved to Jersey. They're like, and you pronounce your R's much more. I mean, my accent's changed since I've moved here, but I'm sure when I came here, I talked a little slower. So then when I got to Jersey, they're like, "What accent is that? What are you talking about? Can I have some coffee?" No, it's coffee. It's coffee. What are you saying?
Yeah, it's the potpourri accent, right? A little
Yeah,
bit of
yeah,
everything.
exactly, exactly. But I'm able to pick up dialects much easier, like Southern.
Yeah, that helps.
I
That
mean,
helps
sometimes
for
you look it
characters.
up,
Yeah.
like British, they pronounce the T's more. They kind of drop the R. Like me and you will say
Mm-hmm.
better. We kind of make it with a D. It's better, but
It's better.
British is
Mm-hmm.
like it's better.
It's better.
I feel
Mm-hmm.
much better. I
Yeah.
feel much better.
My mother-in-law is actually from England,
Oh
and
yeah,
she has
does she have the
she has the
accent?
yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
You
mean,
like a cup of chai?
she's yeah, she's lived in Florida for I don't know how many decades, but
Yeah.
she still has the accent, which is kind of funny.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so
Is it a
I try to
Cockney
pick
accent?
I don't know. I try to pick up her accent here and there, but it's difficult, man. It's difficult.
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
She
there's little tricks,
Russell Brand, Russell
of
Brand, right? The
course.
comedian. So so yeah, it's close to that.
Okay,
It's not like a proper like British accent like
right.
the
It's
Queen, but it's like it's kind of like just more common folk.
right.
I don't know how to say it, but yeah, it's definitely something I've heard before, just like people just talking.
What you have to do is not blank. Something like that. No, I know what you
What
mean.
was where was your favorite place to live?
Uh, I mean, I really did like. I wasn't in Buffalo itself. I was in a suburb, North Tonawanda, but I liked it because like I don't know if you ever saw Smallville.
Yeah. Hmm.
Smallville
Of course.
reminds me of North Tonawanda, minus the meteor freaks. I don't think we had meteor freaks. If not, then there was some alien pretending to be a high school student taking care of them. But yeah,
Yeah, that's
like
cool.
like
So
like
it's like
the town's name
peaceful.
is home of the lumberjacks.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
But like you see how I dress. Usually, I'm like very rockabilly, but their style. It was the '90s, and there were a lot of flannels, and I thought maybe it was the '90s, but every time I go to visit, they still have the flannels, so it wasn't that they were just into grunge.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
That's just
come
how
as
they
you
are.
are.
Yeah. Come as you
That was a Nirvana
are.
reference.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. That's
All
why I
right,
started singing it
for the
with
kids, for the kids that
my
are
bad
watching,
singing voice.
because they don't
Yeah,
watch
yeah, yeah.
anything
That's
past
true.
2021.
Yeah. We'll put some
We got the bubble.
information down there on the lower third. Um
Now you're thinking.
so when did you land in New Jersey? What age?
96. I graduated 95. I worked for a year. I came here. So this was
So
my plan.
wait. You graduated high school in Buffalo
Yeah.
and then moved to New Jersey?
Yes.
How did you get to Jersey? Like
Well,
why did you move to New Jersey?
well, before you interrupted me, I was about to tell you.
Hey
No.
man, it's my show, pal. All
Oh,
right,
that's right.
I'm
That's
asking
right.
the questions here.
It's an interrogation. Oh. So yeah, I worked for a year after graduation, and then I moved here. My uncle lived here. Um.
Okay.
I moved in with him. Now the plan was because they didn't make the first Star Wars yet. I'm like, I was like 18, 19. I'm like, I think I got the look. I can play Anakin, man. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna audition. Now I did not know acting like I know acting now. It was like
Right.
I didn't even know how to do it. Like, I did meet a guy who was getting little parts, and he got me the three extra parts, like on the Siege, Perfect Murder. My first extra part, though, it was horrible. We worked for like 10 hours, just sitting at a table. They paid $20. $20 for 8 hours of sitting there, thinking,
I
"Oh
believe
yeah,
it.
this is acting." No, you're just a set piece. And then I did
Yeah.
this. Oh no, you know what? I did 4 extra work because I did New York Undercover. I don't know if you remember that show,
Yeah.
but that was cool because I got to see everything on the show was in the same building. You had the one thing, and it was the police department. Then you walk past the wall, all of a sudden you're in the club. Then you walk past another wall. Oh, this is the ghetto part. So it
Yeah.
was
Different
cool, like
sets.
seeing that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the plan was to become Anakin, which didn't happen.
It didn't.
Don't underestimate my power.
I thought I saw you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was inside R2D2 actually. I was a lot shorter then. Um,
Okay. That's what
but
it was.
yeah, I didn't really know how to
Not
get into
C3PO. No.
it. Oh.
So
um.
Jersey. Yeah, Jersey.
So yeah, so I was struggling for a while. And I kind of gave up. Plus, I'm in my 20s. I was partying a lot with the girls, and I stopped. And then, what got me back into it was funny. I did the monologue from oh man, I can't remember. Oh, Reality Bites, and the girl I was dating, like, she never took me seriously, but she saw me do that monologue. She said, "Oh my god, why aren't you trying to do this professionally?" I'm like, "Funny you should say that." And shortly after, I met Federico Castellucci, who was he was Fury on Sopranos, and he sent me to ATC Conservatory where I studied, and I also studied with a guy named James Moriarty out of his apartment for 2 years. He's most famous for being he was the cop that had to dress up in the dress on somebody to watch over me to get the killer out. Um,
Okay.
he also beat up oh, what's the from the pianist Adrian Brody.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
he was in a movie called Ten Benny where he's the mob guy that Adrian Brody owes money to. But it was cool because Adrian Brody, nobody knew who he was, and I saw that movie, and then he did the pianist a few years later, and he blew up, and it's like, wow, you see, it could really happen.
That was a great movie.
But we're supposed to be talking about underdogs, right?
No, no, no. You answered the question. So
Okay,
you graduated from high school in Buffalo. You moved to New Jersey because your uncle was living here, and you decided to try out for Anakin, right?
yeah.
Did I get that right?
Yeah, yeah. I studied ATC 4 years, and then when I was done with that, I had my first film called The Undertaker's Son, where I played a doctor, and it was the first time. Well, it was the first time I did a movie, but I had it all planned in my head, and I had rehearsed all my lines. I had them perfect, standing up, and that all went out the window because it's like, "I want you to do is sit behind the desk," and I'm like, "Oh man." Wasn't
Yeah.
planning on that. I sit behind it and I was going blank. Oh, not used to this. Planned it all stand up. So
Yeah.
that taught me to be ready for anything when you
Yes.
don't want to go blank.
A lot of new actors don't understand that. You have
Yeah.
to adjust to the fly on
Yeah, yeah,
multiple scenes.
yeah.
A director could flip the script and just have you doing something standing on one leg. Who knows? It's you gotta be ready for anything. Um, but yeah, good point. So I mean, you stayed in New Jersey,
Hmm. Yes.
obviously, and did you like it? Do you like Jersey more than Buffalo? Like, what's it like living in Jersey as someone who's traveled all these different places, lived all these different places in a military family?
It's a much faster pace here. I mean, I still I love my hometown of North Tonawanda.
Yeah,
Hmm,
that's home.
I
That's
mean,
home.
but
Yeah,
I am a Jersey boy now. I mean, I've been here what 20 years.
yeah,
I've been in Jersey longer than I've been anywhere else my entire life.
yeah. I'm a
So
Jersey boy.
I think it's time to move. Let me make some phone calls.
You started auditioning in you said 96? Is that right?
Yeah.
Did you? Is that when you knew you wanted to be an actor, or was what way before that you
Well,
were thinking about acting? And
no, I know I want to be an actor since I was actually my my aunt that I don't talk to anymore is probably more responsible because I remember when I was 9, she had two. It was her friends' daughters used to do modeling and acting, and I
Mhm.
was in the car when she told my sister, "We can get you into that." And I'm like, "Oh, I'd like to act maybe." And she's like, "Oh no, you'll never be an actor." So I think that like put the seed like, "Oh, really? I'll show you." So I
and then
think
you
that might
tried.
have planted the seed, but I mean, when I was younger, like I used to always reenact scenes for movies that I liked. I
Yeah.
I reenacted a lot of the Incredible Hulk scenes from the TV show. A lot of them were
Is that
points
Lou
from that.
Ferrigno? Like the
Yeah,
Lou Ferrigno one? Oh yeah.
but I did the Bill Bixby part. Oh,
Hey,
oh.
hey, Christian, would you like to reenact the Hawk transforming right now? Let's see it. Come on, we're doing
Mr.
method here.
McGee, don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Too funny.
Uh,
So, dude, what kind of jobs did you have growing up? Like,
uh, I was a paper boy, and then I worked at a supermarket, but I got fired. And then I became a waiter, and I've stayed a waiter ever since. It's easy to take off. You kind of being a waiter is kind of like being an actor. You're kind of like always making stuff up. You can
yeah,
practice dialects if you want. Just you want to be Scottish that day. Hello, can I take your order, please? Would you be
that's
liking
funny.
some coffee?
Have you ever done that?
I
Like on
have,
the
I
job?
have. Not recently. I used to when I was first trying to practice dialects. When
What
I
did
was
you
doing
do?
my Christopher Walken, when I was first learning it, I would just start talking like that. Hey guys, would you like anything to drink? Coffee's fantastic. Don't get just one.
That's hilarious.
But you don't want to do Jack Nicholson as a waiter because it just doesn't come off
Yeah,
nice.
it just comes off as a lunatic. Yeah.
Nice one, a cup of coffee. What do I look like? Some kind of waiter to you? Yeah, yeah. You want to stick
You
low
got to
key.
save that for your last day when you finally get that big role, and then you're like ready to get fired, and then you pull out the Jack Nicholson and serve. You know what I mean? Just go crazy.
Oh, everybody always tells me I remind them of Jack anyway. Actually, in high school, I got a lot of girlfriends who had crushes on Christian Slater because they thought I looked like Christian Slater, and he was, in the '90s, he was #1 movie star.
Yeah, you're like the love child of Christian Slater and Jack Nicholson.
Oh, it's not a
Just
bad thing.
no, it's a great thing. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, moving on to why I do this podcast. Uh, I'm motivated and inspired by people who are able to, overcome their struggles. I'd love for you to share an underdog story and speak about a moment in your life when you were met with adversity and you were able to kind of push through and persevere.
I mean, I feel every time we audition, it's kind of an underdog story because we're going against hundreds, sometimes not hundreds, even if it's 20 people. But other times we are going against hundreds or thousands. When you get that part, it's like you achieved it, and you have to just and every time I get a part that I really like, I think about the story of the man being chased by the tiger. Um, you hear that one?
No, no. You want to explain that?
So yeah, so there's a man who's being chased by a tiger, comes to a cliff, he falls, but he grabs onto a branch just out of reach of the tiger. And then he looks down and he sees another tiger waiting for him to drop. Now, while all of this is happening, he feels that the branch he's clinging to is coming out by the roots. And in the meantime, he looks beside him, and growing out of the branch beside him is a single wild strawberry. With his free hand, he picks it and he eats it. He says to himself, "What a wonderful strawberry." The way I see it, he knows he's going to die and he takes that moment. So, it's going to be over, whether you're doing the play or the movie eventually, but you got to enjoy the part is the strawberry. You just got to enjoy it
The
while
moment.
it's happening
Yeah.
before you fall to your death and get eaten by a tiger.
I,
Metaphorically, of course.
that's yeah. No, that's a good story.
Thank you.
It's a good story. Yeah, I mean, we're all underdogs. I mean, we shouldn't even be here, to be honest with you.
But what I
Just
always,
think of all those those little your brothers and sisters trying to get into the egg, right?
yeah,
And you out of all of them, how many are there? Probably a
have
million, maybe more.
I have
I don't
two
know the
sisters.
exact number. We'll
I have
put it
two
down here in the
sisters.
lower third.
I have two sisters, one brother. Actually, technically, I have three sisters. One of them died when I was 2 years old.
Mm,
But yeah, they're all proud of me. But what I tell
yeah,
actors that do have, because we all get discouraged from time to time, but you can't think of it as I should be here or here. Don't think of it as getting anywhere. Think of acting as your sustenance. Like when I'm acting, it's like sustenance to me. I love it. I love becoming these
yeah,
people. I love acting these scenes out, no matter how ridiculous they are.
yeah. That's
And
true.
yeah, you can't see it as. I mean, of course, everybody wants to be like up there, but
Yeah,
even if you're
where
down
is up
here,
there though? Where is
of
up
course,
there?
I
I said, where is up there? Really?
think
I
it's
mean, really.
around Ontario,
You know what I mean, though? Do you know what I mean?
depending
You
on
know
the
how
map.
where is up there, and how far up there are we talking
I
about? I
guess
mean,
up there is when you're getting.
is it your first $1 million paycheck? Is it starring alongside of your favorite actor? Is it getting your star on the walk of Hollywood Walk of Fame? I mean,
I think it
there's so many definitions for that. Do you know what I'm saying?
to
So
me,
I think what you're saying is right. Is what I'm
to
saying.
me, it'll be when I'm simply an actor and I don't have a side job. I'm just making my money on acting.
And for some people, some actors, it's that, right?
Yeah. Others, it's not till they have the Academy Award or
Yes,
they're getting
yes.
that $1 million pay. Me, 100,000 a year, I'd be happy as long as I'm just acting.
Love it. Well, I sure think you are damn talented enough to get there. For sure,
As are you.
no doubt, man. Thanks.
What what's your idea of making?
I feel like I've already made it. I feel like I've already made it. I strive to be better every single day.
Well,
You
that's all
know?
you can do.
Yeah. And I think that's a good goal to have though. What you explained is, as long as if you're a working actor, I think that's a really good goal to set for yourself, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
And people who don't act, they don't understand. Um, they're like,
Mhm.
"Oh, you're still trying to be an actor?" No, I'm not trying. I am an actor. I mean, it
Yeah.
helps now that I have movies on different media. But I remember when I would just have like YouTube videos or something. They're like, "Oh, you're still trying to be an actor?" No, I'm not trying. I am an actor. I'm
Yeah.
doing so. It's kind of
Well,
like the monkey who thought the fish was drowning, so he puts him in the tree, and then the fish dies because he doesn't realize that
yeah.
he lives in the water.
Yeah, that's what I tell a bunch of our our friends that we have, that are in the business,
Oh, I loved
and
it.
that and they're saying, they say, I just want to be an actor. I'm like, and I always say, You are an actor,
Yeah,
right? You are an actor. Um, but anyway, you've been in multiple plays, multiple indie films. You've been on big sets. What's one thing that you can take away from all this experience?
never be afraid to take risks. I don't think there's any part that I would turn down. Like, yeah, don't be afraid to take risks. And you, I forget who said it, but they said acting is standing before the world naked and slowly turning around, and it really is. And yeah, you can't be afraid to be big or small, or and be present. Be
Yeah.
present in the scene. Like the movie I just did. I didn't have that many lines, but everybody the one guy, he's like, I've never seen somebody with no lines in the scene totally steal the scene just by his reactions, which was a huge compliment. And I'm like, what was? But I didn't even know what I was doing because I was just reacting normal to what people were saying. And he's like, dude, you should have seen your face. Well, I
Hmm.
can't wait to see it so I can see what he was talking about.
Yeah. Sanford Meisner. I remember him saying one thing. Or my teachers at the neighborhood playhouse saying, behavior is everything. You can have no lines at all, but behavior is so powerful. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So yeah, that's what you reminded me of, just explaining that. Um, but anyway, thank you so much for sharing your story, and I think we can move on to the quick questions game. It's a game inspired by James Lipton from Inside the Actor
Ah,
Studio. Have you heard that or seen
I
that? I
have.
mean,
I have.
what's your favorite film?
True Romance.
Who's your favorite actor or actress?
Gary Oldman and Kate Blanchett, which I think is like the female Gary Oldman.
uh, what's your favorite um, music genre or artist or band?
Mm. Well, I used to be a huge Smiths fan in high school, but it's funny. My daughter always asks that, and there's no like real, just like good music. Like I like Rolling Stones. I like Johnny Cash. I
Love
like
Johnny Cash.
Beatles. Anything that moves you.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, what's your favorite sound?
Hmm. Favorite sound.
I'm waiting for a Christian Chase response here. I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My favorite sound. Cha-ching.
That's so clutch. All right.
Uh,
what's what's your favorite smell?
mm,
Yeah, I asked it. Yep, yep, yep.
you know, I really like the smell of bananas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my favorite ice cream, banana ice cream. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Where's your favorite place to vacation?
I mean, Macedonia, Greece,
Hmm.
Europe.
Oh yeah. Let's just
Anywhere in
take a
Europe
quick
is
trip.
nice.
Quick trip to Macedonia. it's such a Christian Chase answer. I love it so much. I was waiting for like Bahamas maybe,
Yeah.
but it's,
Uh,
it's awesome. Um, I
Salem,
need to.
Salem. I would love to. Salem would be a great with the
Like.
mock witch trials. They have mock witch trials there
Ooh,
where you get to
no.
go there and they're like, you Jeff have been accused of witchcraft, and they put you on trial
Oh
in a
really?
mock
That's
thing.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah. My friends were telling me about it before they went there, and I haven't seen them since. So good
It's
luck.
yeah. Dude, isn't it crazy? Just thinking about that actually happened.
Well, you
Like
know that's what the Crucible was about. The
yeah.
Crucible is about the Salem witch trials, and the people who would say that they saw Satan so they didn't die, and then my character's is refusing.
But it's crazy that that actually happened,
Yeah, I
right?
know it is.
You know, if some lady just like lived by herself with her cats, and I don't know, did some weird stuff every once in a while, whatever it was, it could be something so stupid. She she was a witch. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And they burned her at the stake. Insane,
some of them would
insane.
just accuse it because they wanted their land.
Right, right.
Yeah,
That's true. Rough times. All right. So, what's your favorite curse word?
fuck, and all its
Man, that's a
affiliates. Like motherfucker. But fuck, you get to say it so many different ways. Fuck, fuck,
yeah.
fuck, you know, fucking a.
That's a popular one. Let me
It
say
could be a noun, an adjective.
that's true. That's true. Um, who's someone you would like to say thank you to?
I would like to say thank you to Ben Orfishy. The I hope I didn't butcher his last name because he believed in me and he made me the lead in 3 of his projects. He's the director of Delivery Hour. He's a very great guy. He's a great filmmaker. He's really great. Yeah, I'd like to thank him for the opportunity, and I hope to work with him again.
Awesome. Who do you look up to?
Who do I look up to? Gary Oldman. That's who I want to be. Someone who you don't even know you're watching them. They say that you could be talking to your best friend in a bar, and right in the middle, all of a sudden, you hear cut, and you realize it was Gary Oldman the whole time. That's how good he was. How good he is.
Yeah, he really is good. Um, he's up there for me too. Last question: if heaven exists and you get there, they open the gates. What would you like to hear God say to you?
What the fuck, you crazy son of a bitch? Get in here.
In those exact words,
Yes, that it would make it even better.
Christian, you're the man. Thank you so much for doing this
Thank you.
podcast. Um, and sharing your stories with us, man. Sharing your life with us a little bit here, so we get to know you.
It was
Uh,
great
where
being
can
here.
where can people follow you and keep up with your journey?
On Instagram, they can follow actor Christian Chase. There's a Christian Chase fan page on Facebook. Um, and if you want to keep up, you can look up Christian Chase on IMDb and see what projects are the latest whenever you want.
And what films are on Amazon Prime right now for people to watch?
Amazon Prime Delivery Hour, which is my personal favorite, not because I am the star, but because it's damn good cinema.
It is.
It is. It is. Hotel Akaju, which is a very artsy, psychedelic. I guess I'll use my favorite word. What the fuck is going on? Which you don't find out till the end. And believe episode 1 of Homicide City. Oh, Clandestine, where I play a very rude cop. Well, I didn't think he was rude when I was playing him, but now that I watch it, I realize he was rude. Um,
All right.
and those are the big ones. There's other stuff on
Yeah.
there. Oh, Aware of the Wolf is on there,
Oh, there you
starring
go.
you as well. Actually, you're
Oh,
starring. I'm just
nah.
dying on it. I'm dying over here.
Yeah. Great performances, man. Really great
Oh, thank you,
performances.
thank you.
Yeah.
I
I'm a,
told you,
I'm a fan.
I was very
If
impressed with yours as well.
Thank you, brother. Look, I'm a fan. I already told you I'm a fan.
You were like
I see.
Clark
I've
Kent in
seen.
there. You put the glasses on. I'm like, where'd Jeff? You took them off. Oh, it's Jeff. Where'd he come from?
Yeah. Yeah. It's the glasses.
Yeah, yeah, man. I guess it does work.
But thank you again, Christian. Seriously. Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan, man. I really am, and I can't wait to see what else you come out with. And thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks. Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure. So farewell. God bless. May the forces of evil become confused on the way to your house. That's a George Carlin quote.
There you have it, guys. This has been an Art and Underdogs podcast. We'll see you next time.